These are the top 5 points. I think if you follow these 5 points, you will make into a good university. So going to a good destination, a good university is one of the key things that probably will shape your life. वो experience इतना important है जो अपनी country में नहीं मिलता है, because आप काफ़ी different लोगों के साथ काम करेंगे, cultural different होगा. So I think ये important है. जब इतने लोग apply करते हैं universities में और top universities में all over the world say there are limited seats. So I think आपको अपनी application you need to make it. Finance is very important, right? Because the parents are always stressed about finance, and I think I'm sure you guys are stressed about finance. Hi guys, my name is Abhijit. I'm the founder of Career Mosaic. We are a study abroad company that focuses on US primarily and sends students from entire South Asia to US. I come from a business family and then decided to go study abroad. I think when I've always choose kiya destination ko, I think that's very important because I think अच्छा education will probably make a large impact in your life. I think going to a good school, but it's not necessary that you go to a great school. Even if you go to a good school and if you work hard, I think success is going to come to you. I spent a lot of time in New York after that, but then I think जो इंडिया आने का वापस आने का एक जोश था कि कुछ करना है, so I think that drove me back to India. And आने के टाइम I think कुछ नहीं था. I think छोटा एक बिजनेस था, वो भी चल नहीं रहा था बराबर, तो मैंने अपना ये बिजनेस चालू किया और आई थिंक हमारे साथ अच्छी टीम जुड़ गई और उसके बाद आई थिंक हमने focus kiya. We started from a small garage in my house, and then from that I think we have leaped and grown to and become I think a large company at this point. But I think it's very important to focus on what you know, and I think it's also important to focus on तुम्हारी team की strength और आपकी knowledge. So study abroad is one single thing that actually can change your entire life, the experience of that. So going to a good destination, a good university is one of the key things that probably will shape your life, right? And I think international student के साथ मिलना, पढ़ाई करना, और I think getting into a good course and university is one of the key factors for success. So start early. I think when you start your application, it's very important to start very early. और पहले आप एक डिसाइड करिए कि कहाँ जाना है आपको. आई थिंक यू वांट टू गो टू यूएस, यू वांट टू गो टू कनाडा, यू वांट टू गो टू ऑस्ट्रेलिया. एक डेस्टिनेशन चूज करिए और कौन से प्रोग्राम में जाना है. फिर उसके बाद आई थिंक पूरा एक वर्क प्लान बनाइए, रिवर्स वर्क प्लान बोलते हैं. एंड आफ्टर दैट यू स्टार्ट वर्किंग ऑन दैट वर्क प्लान. GRE, GMAT, TOEFL, सेट सब एग्जाम्स है जो यूएस में आई थिंक आर रिक्वायर्ड टू इफ यू वांट टू गेट इनटू अ गुड यूनिवर्सिटी. So we always say that go study or start early, start your preparations early, and then make the leap for it. मुझे लगता है कि आप अपना जर्नी चालू करिए तो पहले से चालू करिए. और because when I went to study, I think internet and all of, I think there was not lot of social media, but I think we had to write letters to the universities. But right now you got everything on the finger of your tips, you know, like in terms of you can probably go to a website and probably choose a location, university courses. So I think if you apply early, you get scholarships. That's what we did actually. That's what I did when I went for study abroad. And I think that gave us a lot of headway in terms of your financing, right? You can plan your structure and all. Choosing the course is important. I think मैंने course choose किया था, masters in management and with marketing. And then that I did a lot of research, went there, studied at this university called New Haven in Connecticut in US. उसके बाद आई थिंक जॉब OPT मिलती है. वो जॉब एक्सपीरियंस बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज आप काम करोगे विद पीपल देयर, यू विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ अमेरिका वर्क्स और हाउ एनी अदर कंट्री वर्क्स इन देयर कॉर्पोरेट लाइफ. सो आई थिंक ये की इंपॉर्टेंट है, एक्सपीरियंस गेन करिए और वहाँ से ही आपको जॉब मिलेगी. आई थिंक मुझे इसके बाद एक न्यूयॉर्क कंपनी में जॉब मिली, टेक कंपनी में, एंड आई वर्क देयर फॉर कपल ऑफ ईयर्स. आई थिंक वो एक्सपीरियंस इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है जो आपको पूरे वो जो अपनी कंट्री में नहीं मिलता है, बिकॉज आप काफ़ी डिफरेंट लोगों के साथ काम करेंगे, कल्चरल डिफरेंट होगा. सो आई थिंक ये इंपॉर्टेंट है कि वर्क एक्सपीरियंस लेके वापस आइए. अगर आप वहाँ जॉब मिलती है तो फैंटास्टिक, यू प्रॉब्ली स्टे बैक. अगर आपको कुछ इधर आके करना है तो आप वापस आइए, करिए, वो बेस बनेगा आपके लिए एक. सो आई थिंक अप्लाई अर्ली, अप्लाई टू अ गुड स्कूल इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एवरीवन हैज़ अ ड्रीम ऑफ गोइंग टू अ टॉप यूनिवर्सिटी, राइट? And then of course you apply to the top universities and then you fall and probably get into probably a second tier university. That's okay, but right now the aim should be to go to a top university. उसके लिए एप्लीकेशन बहुत जल्दी करनी पड़ती है. तो आपको स्कोर्स लाने पड़ेंगे, सेट का स्कोर्स लाना पड़ेगा अगर बैचलर्स के लिए जा रहे हो. You need to give your GRE, GMAT if you go for master's degree. Your essay has to be right. Your SOP has to be good. Your essay has to be very extensive. So these are some of the very important points when you apply for an Ivy League. 1.5 साल पहले का ये पूरा बैकवर्ड आपको जाना है और you have to start your application process. यूजुअली आप अप्लाई करेंगे 4 और 5, 6 और 7 स्कूल्स के भी 4 और 5 स्कूल्स के बीच में, एंड देन यू विल प्रॉब्ली पिक योर ड्रीम स्कूल. बट डू नॉट गेट बॉगल डाउन. हताश मत हो जाइए अगर आपको यू डोंट गेट इनटू अ गुड टॉप योर ड्रीम स्कूल. यू कैन ऑलवेज फॉल बैक टू द स्कूल्स विच आर सेफ स्कूल्स और योर सेकंड प्रिफर्ड schools because those are also equally good. So apply early, start hard work is the only thing that can get you there. Your grades are very important. So वो बहुत अच्छी इंपॉर्टेंट चीज़. अपने सोचते हैं कि 10th और 12th की ग्रेड का 10th की ग्रेड का क्या इंपॉर्टेंस है, बट दोज आर द ग्रेड्स विच आर काउंटेड फॉर एवरीथिंग. एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस, हाउ अर्ली यू शुड स्टार्ट if you want to apply to a top university / Ivy League universities. If you're going to apply for September 24 application, तो तुम्हें एटलीस्ट 1.5 साल पहले ये चालू करना है, बिकॉज उसमें एप्लीकेशन प्रोसेस में अर्ली डेडलाइंस होती है. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल अप्लाइंग फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड, सो आई थिंक दीज आर लिमिटेड सीट्स. एंड आपको अर्ली अप्लाई करके बाद ही आपको यू विल हैव टू सबमिट ऑल योर डॉक्यूमेंट्स. यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर योर टेस्ट प्रेप्स विच इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. द GRE, GMAT. अगर आप इंजीनियरिंग पोस्ट ग्रेड में जाना चाहते हो तो GRE देना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. तो उसके लिए आपको 1.5 साल पहले ये चालू करना है. GMAT इज़ फॉर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम्स for top universities, and SAT is for undergrad programs. So start early, at least a year and a half back. I would say at least 2 years back you start this, and be well prepared. Choose your universities, choose the location, start working on your essays. Besides that, also start doing a lot of extracurricular activities. This is for undergrad students. So in terms of what you can do, what you've done to the on social aspects of things and all. So start early is one of the key things. GRE जो एग्जाम होता है उसको बोलते हैं ग्रेजुएट रिकॉर्ड एग्जामिनेशन. वो STEM स्टूडेंट्स को देना है फॉर हु आर अप्लाइंग फॉर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम्स, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम्स. एंड GMAT इज ग्रेजुएट मैनेजमेंट एग्जाम जिसको MBA के लिए जाना है. So these are 2 different exams for postgraduate studies in US. SAT is for people who are going to go for undergraduate studies. I think it's very important. जब इतने लोग अप्लाई करते हैं यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में और top universities में all over the world से, there are limited seats. So I think आपको अपनी application you need to make it very vibrant, and also it has to have lot of aspects, right? GRE, GMAT, SAT पे एक test scores होते हैं, but besides that, of course, your grades are important, and above all of those things, I think your essays and your SOPs are very important. Your LORs, letter of recommendations. So I think how can you make a good statement of purpose, which is your individual thoughts. I think you can't do a plagiarism. That's a very big no-no these days for all the top universities. So I think make your own thoughts. How can you probably have an extracurricular activity that you've done, social work that you've done, put it in your resume, I think, which makes it very strong. So all of these things are very important to make a great application. अगर किसी ने मिस कर लिया है, like late चालू किया है applications, तो I think it's very important कि आप अपना, I think, game strong बनाइए. So for that, I think you need to, I'll give you an example. If someone wants to go and study a management course, an MBA at a top university, and he has started late, I think it's very critical that the person starts to work at a place, does an internship, even if it's a free thing. I think get a job experience, do something which is very relevant, get online and do. There are a lot of virtual internships also available these days. Do that. So I think something which is very important to make your resume on your application very strong, and that's one of the key things. So if you start late, you'll have to put in more efforts. So guys, it's very important that finance is very important, right? Because the parents are always stressed about finance, and I'm sure you guys are stressed about finance. So there are a lot of scholarships available. If you apply early, and if you are a merit student, you'll get scholarships, especially in US. But अगर scholarships नहीं मिल रही है आपको, so there are a lot of options available where I think we can, a lot of banks in India are giving no collateral loans. They are giving loans without any mortgages. The interest rates are not that high, and also you can pay after you graduate. So I think these are some of the options. Besides that, you can also do, once you get on the campus, you can start working as a TA, teaching assistant, or a grad assistant, or a research assistant, which will pay half of your cost and give you some pocket money which you can pay for your tuition. So these are 4 or 5 things. But I think loan is very important. I think a lot of Indian banks and American banks, or like other companies are giving loans, I would prefer Indian banks you should go for, because I think there are not a lot of it's all clear and clear data. If you guys are getting into a top university, if अगर top university में Ivy Leagues में जा रहे हो, तो then what happens is that तुम्हारा आपको bank loan सामने से मिलेगा, और the interest rate is very low, and also you can repay after completing your education. So I think students who go to good universities are sought after, and the application process I think, and the application for the loan becomes very easy for them. एक बहुत important चीज़ है कि अगर आप networking करो professors के साथ, like before your application, or when you start your application, if you start talking to the professors, or I think there is also a very big Indian fraternity in the university, right? So if you start talking to them, if there's Indian president, एक group होता है, वहाँ बात करोगे तो आपको एक नेटवर्किंग हो जाएगा, वो लोग आपको बताएंगे कि एप्लीकेशंस में क्या चाहिए, बिकॉज ये स्टूडेंट्स होते हैं जिन्होंने ऑलरेडी एप्लीकेशंस की होती है, एंड दे आर सक्सेसफुल, दे आर इन सेकंड ईयर ऑफ देयर एजुकेशन. सो इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, आप अगर पहले से नेटवर्किंग करिए प्रोफेसर के साथ, रिसर्च टीम के साथ, वहाँ जो R&D टीम्स होती है डिपार्टमेंट्स में, और इंडियन स्टूडेंट फैटर्निटी के साथ. सो दैट गिव्स यू अ ग्रेट वे अहेड. आई थिंक यू कैन जंप अहेड. And also it's LinkedIn is a great platform. Use it for your before your application to connect with people there. When we summarize this, these are the top 5 points. I think if you follow these 5 points, you will make into a good university. And I think imperative to all of these things, it's important to start early. I think that's one of the main things I would tell you guys. One of the most inspirational thoughts that I would leave this talk with is that it is important that I think you stand alone. I think everyone can stand in a crowd, but courage is where I think when you stand alone. I think do things which are individualistic, which are important for your goal and for your success. I think this is one line I'll leave you with. Stand alone in the crowd, and that takes a lot of courage.